Colin, and this is another episode of C&C 5. Today we're going to be talking about everything that happened, mostly on Sunday, December 4th, but also throughout the weekend. And we're going to first get through the one main political thing that happened over the weekend, which is that former President Donald Trump called for the suspending of the United States Constitution, which is problematic for obvious reasons, and no Republicans really condemned him. On social media, basically none have said anything about it, and the ones that were on Sunday shows, for the most part, were not asked about it, where there was one exception, someone who very much deflected the questions with a bunch of excuses, such as, well, I don't think he's going to get through the primaries, or it's not practical that the Constitution should be suspended, so I'm not really worried about these comments, which really does not get to the problem, which is that these are people that just disagree with the Constitution, or agree that really we shouldn't have the Constitution is a better way of phrasing it. Let's get into sports. In a very busy sports weekend, we'll start with the World Cup, where the U.S. was defeated on Saturday by the Netherlands 3-1. Argentina defeated Australia 2-1. England defeated Senegal 3-0. France defeated Poland 3-1, which means that quarterfinal matchups, which will be set for the end of this week, Argentina will play the Netherlands, and England will play France. Plus, there's more today, a round of 16 games. Japan-Croatia is this morning, as well as Brazil-South Korea. The winner of those two games will also meet in the quarterfinals. Let's talk about the NFL, because there's another full day of action. The Steelers beat the Falcons. The Packers got a much-needed win against the Bears. The Lions beat the Jaguars. The Vikings now up to 10-2 after beating the Jets. The Commanders and the Giants tied at 20 apiece. They're both right there fighting with, I would argue, the Seahawks for the 6 and 7 spots. Three teams really trying to get 2 spots. The Eagles continue their impressive run. They beat the Titans. They're now 11-1. While the Ravens, they did not have Lamar Jackson, who left the game due to injury for 3 quarters. They still managed to beat the Denver Broncos, who again failed to get a touchdown. Russell Wilson on pace right now this season for 11 touchdowns, which would be less touchdowns than he has bathrooms in his house. The Browns beat the Texans in Deshaun Watson's first game back. 49ers, they managed to beat the Dolphins despite Jimmy Garoppolo going out with an injury. He's out for the season, still managing to get 33 points to the Dolphins' 17. Bengals beat the Chiefs, continuing their dominance over the Chiefs. The Raiders pulled somewhat of an upset over the Chargers. The Cowboys beat the Colts, absolutely destroyed them. The Cowboys are now 9-3. And the Rams lost to the Seahawks, barely. Seahawks had a game-winning drive. So the Seahawks now up to 7-5. Rams now clinching a losing season. They're 3-9. Most wins that they could get is 8. And if we take a look at the standings, actually for the postseason, when it comes to the wild card, Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, and Titans all leading their division in the AFC. Current wild cards would be the Bengals, the Dolphins, and the Jets. The Patriots and the Chargers are knocking on the door. In the National Football Conference, the Eagles, Vikings, 49ers, Buccaneers are leading their divisions, with the Cowboys, Giants, and Seahawks currently holding the wild card spots. The Commanders, though, knocking on the door. Next would be the Lions, but that's improbable at this point, at least. College football, another busy weekend. It was conference championship weekend. There were some really big games, some big upsets. We'll start with the non-Power 5 conferences, where UTSA beat North Texas in the Conference USA Championship. We had an AAC Championship. Tulane beat UCF. In the MAC Championship, Toledo beat Ohio. Troy beat Coastal Carolina in the Sun Belt Championship. Fresno State beat Boise State in the Mountain West Championship. Power 5, Utah beat USC in the Pac-12. LSU lost to Georgia in the SEC. Michigan beat Purdue in the Big Ten. In overtime, Kansas State beat TCU in the Big 12. And in the ACC, Clemson beat UNC. Going a bit long, but let's get to those New Year's Six bowls, which includes the playoff. The Peach Bowl will be number 1 Georgia versus number 4 Ohio State. That's a semifinal. The other semifinal will be the Fiesta Bowl, Michigan versus TCU. The other New Year's Six games in the Rose Bowl, it will be Penn State and Utah. The Sugar Bowl will be Kansas State and Alabama. The Cotton Bowl will be USC Tulane. And the Orange Bowl will be Tennessee Clemson. We have C&C 5, though at this point it's the C&C 6 for today. I'm Colin. We'll see you next time.